Today is January 16th. We are continuing in the third chapter of Proverbs, verses 7 through 10, from the New Living Translation. Be not wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and turn away from evil. It will be healing to your flesh and refreshment to your bones. Honor the Lord with your wealth and with the first fruits of all your produce. Then your barns will be filled with plenty, and your vats will be bursting with wine. There's a wrong type of wisdom. Verse 7 mentions your own wisdom. There's also a wrong type of intelligence. Verse 5 mentions your own intelligence. There's a difference between our own wisdom and God's wisdom. And there's also a difference between our own intelligence and God's intelligence. God is wiser than we are. And God is more intelligent than any person. We must not be proud. All true wisdom comes from God. Our own ideas may be good, but they're never better than God's wisdom. God teaches His wisdom to us, and it's God's gift to us. Do not confuse your own ideas with God's wisdom. Sometimes our wrong ideas cause illness. For example, excess alcohol was going to make you sick. But God's wisdom doesn't hurt us. God is kind to us, and He helps us. He cares about our bodies. He cares about our spirits. Nobody is going to be sick in heaven. The wisdom that we need is God's wisdom. Verses 9 and 10. In Malachi chapter 3, Malachi accuses the people. He says that they have stolen from God. This is because they have not given their gifts for God's work. The truth is that all our possessions belong to God. He made the world. So He made everything that we have. Our own lives belong to Him. As Christians, we should be generous. We should give for God's work. We should also give to help poor people. A lot of people say, if I give, then I'm not going to have enough for myself. Well, we should be sensible. We must also trust God. God says, I do not need your animals. Every animal in the forest is mine. I own the cows on 1,000 hills. If we give our money for God's work, then God will provide for us. Jesus said, if you give to God, then He will give to you. He will provide plenty of food for you. If you're generous, then God will be generous with you. God doesn't need our wealth, but He chooses to work with us. We should be glad to give to God. God loves a joyful giver. As we give to other people, God gives us good things. I will open heaven. I will give good things to you, and you will receive so many good things that you cannot find space for them. That's Malachi 3:10. Today's verses start with a warning not to be proud. We're going to visit this theme many, many times in Proverbs, and in more depth later. Proverbs encourages wisdom seekers to honor God with your first fruits. First fruits is another way to say tithe, and tithe is 10% of all your money. Fruit, lambs, any sort of goods that you receive. Of course, God doesn't need our tithes. All of earth is His. The tithe shows that the heart of the giver is set to honor God and to trust Him to provide enough for the giver. And the tithe is the mechanism God set up to fund the work of the church. So think about this. Do you think you can tithe? Can you tithe joyfully? If you tithe but resent it, it doesn't do you any good. God doesn't need the tithe, but the tithe was created to help us express our gratitude to the Creator of the universe. Well, that's it. I'll be back tomorrow, but you can visit me at my new website, wisdomfortheday.org. Now, the special just for you listening. When you go to the website, fill out the box that says sign up for specials. It's just your email and your first name, and I'm going to send you a free ebook called Offenses, Don't Take Them. It's a great book about one of the biggest issues in the Christian community these days. Until next time, I'm Rick. I love you. See ya.